This is J Billz for Media Spotlight UK, and I'm keeping on killing it with these remote interviews, and I'm still here. I'm still about in this business. I've got another special guest with me, hailing from LA. I've got with me Maya B. How you doing, my darling?
I'm doing so good. How are you doing?
Not too bad, not too bad. I'm just coping. I'm literally, all I'm doing at the moment is just coping.
Right.
Do you know what? Do you know what's funny? Like my mum, because I'm living with my mum at the moment, and you know, I was I was actually ironing my shirt to get semi-presentable because I mean, with
Right.
these remote interviews, you don't really have to show what's the
Right.
whole
Oh
body.
my gosh, I feel like a fraud. Like the top part of me looks cute, right? And then I have sweats on at the bottom. It's been my calls. It's been all my calls this week. I'm like party at the top, like chilling at the bottom
Listen,
every time.
listen. I'll show you this right now. Like literally, I'm just wearing
Oh
socks
my god, look
and
at us.
tracksuit,
Go
but
off.
matching. Yeah, how you been coping with lockdown anyway? Like, I know it's different for everyone all over the world, but how are you coping right now?
Right now I've just been creating as much as I can, honestly. It's been helping me. It's weird because I thought that it would affect me more just because I'm not necessarily a people person, but I'm like very observant, and a lot of what I write from comes from like experiences, not necessarily like being around people, you know?
Okay.
And so I thought that the fact that I wouldn't be able to go out or like, just have a day at a museum or just like a day at a club or some shit like that, like would throw me off. But honestly, it's been so good for me. It's been so good, and I've just been like painting and writing a bunch of records. It's just been fun.
Raw, because I can even see like like the paintings that are behind you. Like, is that the
Oh
stuff that
yeah.
you've been putting on the walls?
Yeah, that's actually from my zine, from last year, from when I toured with Summer. I like passed these out. Like, yeah, I'll have to send you some. But
I
it's like a zine. It has some of my art. Yeah, and then I have a ton of. Maybe I can show you. I have a ton of let's see, actual like
oh
paintings. Like this
wow,
is like one of those
oh
guys.
wow. So are you quite a
So
collector then?
yeah, sort of, kinda. I
Yeah,
mean, I kind of just do it to get my. It's like what I turn to when I'm creative and I don't want to like use my voice anymore.
right. You're from
Hmm.
LA, and you've been writing music from a young age. Like you started at the age of 6.
Yeah, yeah. I started pretty young, mostly just because I have older sisters, and we were in like a girl group together. My mom kind of threw us into this group. We're called ATM.
ATM.
I know it sounds really like hood and everything, but it was really because my older sister's name's Anessa, then my second older sister Taryn, and then me, Maya. So like our initials were ATM, literally.
Wow. The initial thought I had straight away was ATM being like the cash register.
Yeah,
That,
yeah.
that,
That's
that,
what a
that
lot of
before
people
you,
thought.
but see, you bought that to me already. Now I already had like the feeling that it was something else. But okay, so it was from your sisters then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then I started getting hella competitive, and I was like, I'm writing music, my sister's singing lead. Like I wanna be lead. And then I started kind of that fire started to grow inside me, and my mom kind of just fed it
Yeah.
with giving me cover songs and shit. And then I was like, I want to write my own songs. And yeah, I just started really young.
I was going to
So
ask you actually because it sounds like your family were very heavily influenced through music. Like what were your parents like listening to that got you into like being inspired to do this?
my parents' musical taste is like so far away from mine. It's really funny. Like
Okay.
I grew up on reggae and like Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z, don't get me wrong. But like it's just I just don't I I feel like now I listen to like a lot of folk music, a lot of words that don't have song like a lot of songs that don't have words. I listen to a
Mm.
lot of um or just like plain ignorant shit, just just crazy like screaming into the mic type vibe, like uh yeah.
You
But my
talking about rock
parents
or is it like extreme music? Like what are we looking at here?
more like the crazy hip hop scene, like more of the like just saying whatever the fuck comes to mind, like early Tyler type vibe, like
Oh, okay, okay, the early Tyler.
like
Okay.
just disrespectful shit. Like I don't know why I like it.
In terms of your music, then, so a lot of songs that we'll go into in a minute. You produced a lot of them,
No, the only one I produced 100% is Selena's. That's 100% me.
right?
I do produce though, and I'm excited to like put out the album and have, you know, talk about the records that I did on that. But yeah, right now I've just been working with amazing producers like Soul Shock and Carlin, Malay. I worked with Pharrell a couple times, and that
We'll
was
get into
freaking
him in a little while.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just yeah, it's just been with really dope people and bouncing
Mm.
around a bit.
Mm.
I haven't really collaborated with like too many producers, honestly,
Mm.
because I've been blessed enough to kind of click with everyone that I've been working with, and then we kind of just kept rolling with it. So yeah.
Yeah, something I heard about that it was quite difficult for you to, get in touch with, producers because it was almost like, you couldn't get sessions with them and stuff like that. So you decided
Hmm.
amongst your own people to kind of get something set up.
Yeah, it was actually when before I had anything like going on. I think I must have been like 16 or 17. And I was rolling with these guys who were going to sessions left and right. And I was like, I like the idea of sessions, but I never really been in one.
Mm.
So and then also whenever I was there, I felt like I was kind of on the back burner. Like, oh, if we have time after, then you could, like,
Mm.
type shit. And I just was not really like liking that. So I kind of went home and I just started trying to produce, and that's how I produced Selenas, and just a lot of things fell into place, like off of me producing my own stuff. So
Okay.
yeah.
Did you buy your own studio equipment to have to do some of the stuff that you've been mentioning?
Yeah, it was so bad. Like I bought this like super, super trash like compressor mic off of like Amazon. I think it
Okay.
must have been like $25. So
Right.
imagine some $25 sound. Like
Right.
that was not good. And then I think I was producing in GarageBand. I still produce in GarageBand sometimes. I've leveled up. I'm in Pro Tools now,
Oh,
but I was in GarageBand for a really long time.
okay. So I mean, because
Yeah.
even with the equipment, I literally invested in this last week,
Right. Yeah.
and like literally it does absolutely everything I need, and even like my podcast that I'm running at the moment as well. This is like a godsend for being at home right now. You even had DJ Khaled shout you out.
Yeah.
What was the moment for you when you had someone of that caliber like shout you out?
I think my heart like dropped in that moment just because that was like the biggest, like, I don't know, it changed a lot for me. Like
Mm.
in that very moment, I don't think I even realized how much it changed for me,
Mm.
because off that like little shout out that he did was not little to me, but like for him, it was probably like, yeah, cool, whatever,
It's like a
But
throwaway.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
But for that, like one little sentence, it started like labels hitting me, food in New York, like for the first or second time in my life, like stayed in
Nice.
New York. Like I was just with, I don't know, my team started forming. It just, everything kind of started, everything that I dream of kind of started coming into fruition. I really didn't know
Mm.
like how to feel about it.
Mm.
I remember being in the lobby of Island Records and having the biggest anxiety attack of my life, just
Wow.
because a week before I was working in a frozen yogurt shop, like literally. So it was
Wow.
just the weirdest turn of events, honestly. And I felt so blessed and so grateful at all times, but I also felt so underprepared. I was like, I
Mm.
just wrote this one song. Like, are y'all sure? Like, like, you know what I mean? Are y'all sure you believe in me? But then I just continued to write songs, and I think, I think that they just resonated with like my team and everyone, and that's the biggest part to me. I don't really care about being a signed artist or shout outs or anything like that. I just care if it resonates, and like
Mm.
whether it be a 13-year-old shouting me out from Twitter or DJ Khaled shouting me out from Twitter, it still means the same.
Mm.
It's just the turn of events that happened when DJ Khaled did it was like crazy, like crazy.
So it's interesting how you didn't take just the fact that DJ Khaled shouted you out. It was what happened, what transpired afterwards that you were like, "Whoa, this is actually happening."
Right.
So Selena's, what I took from that is that it's very much on an alternative level. In the visuals, it's very trippy. And it's mad. Like I was trying to take everything in, like in all one go, but it's very creative in the sense that like you were just all over the place, but kind of structured with that. So what was the
Yeah.
intention for Selena's?
I felt really like disrespected as a woman, honestly, when I wrote Selenas, and I really just wanted to make something that made me feel like a bad bitch and remind myself that I'm in control of my own destiny, and I can't control how people will perceive me, but I can control how I perceive myself. And there's certain things in life, you know, we all have those moments where we're like, huh, that's not really like suiting me anymore. That's not really doing anything for me anymore. I think I'm a snip, cut it off, like, you know. And it was one of those moments for me, and I wanted to write a record about it. So it's just like, I don't really see me with somebody like you. I don't see me with, like, you know, someone like that. Like, you know, it's just really, it's just honestly a reminder that you're a bad bitch, male or female. But yeah.
Madness. So, was it aimed particularly at anyone, or was it just like a general sort of view of who this was for?
It was a shot. It was a shot fired.
So shots fired.
Shots fired.
Damn, damn! You know, no filters on that one. And then Dollar to a Diamond. You know, very very futuristic and simps. You know what I got from that as well is like you're in your neighborhood, but it sounds like you're describing, you know, not only your materialistic views, but like you're describing the lifestyle you want. So it's kind of like what you want from where you are now to what you aim to do. You know, there's people that do 9-to-5 work and struggle to make ends meet, and people that have a dream that, and it sounds like in your case, it's a dream you want to get to that. How was that intended to get Dollar to a Diamond?
Well, I think for Dollar to a Diamond, like I wrote that song when I was like couch hopping. I didn't really have much faith in myself at the time, and it was also one of those songs that I wrote it and I was like, another reminder to myself, like, oh yeah, that is how I feel. I do want to do that. All of this is going to be worth it. Like, but I think the biggest takeaway I feel like from that song is that it's not a song about materialism. That's I think the biggest misconception whenever I speak about the song, because sure, I'm saying I just want to be ballin'. How else can you take that sentence? But like at the end of the day, I'm just saying I want to be ballin', like in the first verse, because if I had some extra change, I would give that shit away and I'd like put it back into my community. And like I just want to be able to not struggle. Like everybody looks at money differently. For some people it's security, for some people it's luxury, for some people it's a flex, for some people it's stability. And for me in my life, the crazy shit that I've been through, it's stability. And so if I were to get money, I wouldn't be like spending it. And that's exactly like what Sync is about too. It's just like this is not a flex, like this is like real life. And I just like, I don't know, I feel like it's right about those things so much because they're so prevalent in my life, and especially being in LA, there's this huge flex culture, this huge like I got money, I'm fucking rich culture, and it's just not reality.
Yeah, like, and then putting jewelry on your neck that's weighing you down to the point that it's dragging your ass.
Right, straight up.
Yeah, whoa. Them ones. But okay, I get the concept. So it's more about stability for you as opposed to, you know, the whole flexing game. I mean, for me personally, like I'm about stability as well. Like you know, I can get all the clothes in the world, but I need to feel that I'm stable enough to live my own life and not feel like if I'm getting these materialistic things, like how am I going to cope for the other side of that? You know what I mean? It's flex. You can flex for like, I don't know, like a few hours in the club, but then what accounts for the other 24 hours? What accounts for the other days that you're doing during the week? You know what I mean? You could be flexing in the club and then you're lying on a mattress on the floor in the house.
Exactly.
And you got an aerial in the TV. I mean, in my case, I'm lucky. I got like a plasma TV, so I'm fine. But the point being is that, like you're trying to live a life that you haven't got to yet. So I can understand now with the Dollar to a Diamond what your intention was.
Yeah, it's just basically saying like I just want to be balling. I just want to not stress.
So that just no stress and you're blessed. And that leads me to my absolute favorite banger of yours, Sync, featuring Saint Jhn. Firstly I got to ask, like it was put in the promo package that you actually dyed your hair on set.
Yeah.
Now, did you plan the color scheme beforehand? Like, you know, how did you plan it out to actually do it on set?
So I didn't do it on set of the music video, but I dye my hair over the sink actually.
Right.
Like every time I re-dye my hair, it's actually over a sink. And my hairstylist was obviously on set, and she did do like touch up and stuff, but it wasn't the way I do it normally. But that's why everyone was laughing because like I literally there's actual photos of me like over the sink dyeing my hair. Like my best friend and I did a vlog like months before the Stink music video was out, and we're both in the bathroom dyeing our hair over the sink, just a huge mess. And I was like, this is, and when I went on set, and because I also wrote the treatment for the video and like the whole color scheme and everything, like along with Foz and like, so when I went on set and I knew that the bathroom was going to be a mess because it was based off of my reality, you know, like, so I just made me feel at home.
What phases of colors do you go through in terms of dyeing your hair? Like, you know, what are your favorite colors? Like, or does it change like day by day or whatever time period?
Like bubblegum pink or like dark reddish pink or like I've done like a really, really light pink before too. But
Okay.
I'm really fucking with like the darker, like hot pink vibe lately. This is looking a little more red. I need to re-dye it, honestly. So
And obviously with Saint Jhn, I actually had the pleasure to meet him last year in a London festival that we called the Ends, which was the first year of it being done. And
nice.
you know, we were going through stage to stage, and then at one point Saint Jhn was on, and I came across, and I was like, yo, this dude is on another level. And he literally
He's crazy.
And he came off stage into the crowd, like the crowd, it was quite intimate, but the crowd was nuts. And like he was going on the next one, but we managed to interview him about a month or two later, and he was such a cool dude, man. And obviously being Guyanese, and what background are you from, actually?
My dad's family's from Belize, and then I don't
Sorry,
know
say that again.
exactly. Belize.
Belize, where's that?
It's in Central America.
Oh, okay. And your mom's side?
My mom's side, I honestly don't know. I just know that they're from Texas.
Oh, okay. So it's still kind of like, well, it's one of them ancestrytest.com you have to check through.
Right, yeah. But usually whenever people ask, I just say I'm black because everyone in my family is just different shades of black. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yeah.
And you're definitely a beautiful shade of black, I'll tell you that much. So
thank you. Appreciate it.
No problem. And back to Saint Jhn though. So apparently you guys met a couple of years ago in Jamaica. So how did that contact happen?
Yeah, so actually it was in the whirlwind of it all. It was kind of off the whole DJ Khaled thing. So I was meeting with a lot of different labels, and one of them was BMG. And they were like, hey, we would just want to get to know you. We're actually doing this writing camp. Would you be down to go? It's in Jamaica. They let me know like 5 days in advance. And I was like, I never traveled. I think I've only traveled to Denmark out of the country. That was also for a writing camp. So it was just really crazy time, and I was really nervous because it was my first time traveling alone, and also it was out of the country. So I was like, okay, I mean, yeah, I can't say no. How do you say no to that? Like,
yeah.
So I went, and that's when I met some amazing friends I have now, like BB Borelli, Saint Jhn. Yeah, I mean, some amazing songwriters out there too, like Georgia Koo, who's doing a thing. Yeah, and so Saint and I linked, and I played him Selenas before it was out. He fucked with it. He wrote Brown Skin Girl at that camp.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So when I wrote Sync a few months ago, I don't know why, but his name like popped in my head immediately, and I was like, his voice would sound crazy on this.
I was going to ask like how that connection
then
happened for the track, like how you thought of Saint Jhn to be featured.
It's just his, like, well, one, he's already been on a roll, like, musically since I met him. And I just remembered thinking when I was listening to his stuff, when the time is right, a collab with him is going to go so hard. Like, I literally thought that. I was like, it would go so hard. And so when I wrote Sync, I think we played it for the label, and I was like, this is kind of a perfect opportunity to kind of like get myself out there with other artists, because I haven't collabed with other artists at all. And then they're like, okay, like, who do you want to collaborate with? There's this long ass list of like people who like I listen to, people I don't listen to, and I'm like, What about Saint Jhn? Because like he's tight, and I thought about that when I was in the studio too. Like if we do like it was just such an immediate thing, and once I said it, everyone was like, "Yeah."
It was a
Yeah.
no-brainer,
So then
basically.
my amazing team like went after his people. He was on tour, so it was kind of like a really hectic thing. Oh my
Mm.
gosh, funny thing. So he was on tour when he recorded it. He sent it back. Was Flame Fire, sent it to the mix. And then he was still on tour when we recorded the video.
Mm.
Because as soon as he sent the verse back, I was like, okay, so this needs to come out like now because
Mm.
this is just too flame to like sit here, like wait for a project or something.
Right.
So once that was the agenda, we're like, all right, now I gotta do a video. He was on tour still. So he flew in for like a day, I think like half a day. And we only had like a certain amount of time to do it. And the label like was not prepared for us to like shoot a video that quick. So we put the whole video on my manager's credit card, the whole music video on my manager's credit card. So shout out to
Mad.
Luke, you're amazing. Yeah, it was
Mad.
fucking crazy.
So,
Yeah,
so
it
you
was
had a few
crazy.
hours with Saint John, and then literally he flew out as soon like the time was done, right?
Yeah, he literally flew in,
Crazy.
I think that like earlier that day.
Mm.
I think he probably like slept and then he came, killed it, and then like flew back
Mad.
or flew somewhere else. Not even flew back, flew
Well,
somewhere else.
I mean, shout out to Saint John and shout out to your manager for even like allowing it to happen so quickly. Like your manager's
Right.
amazing. And
Right.
you've been touring as well, and you know the first person I want to come to is Summer Walker that you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
You know, like she's been killing it, and you know all over the gaff, all over the world. And
Right.
you were on a Girls Need Love 2 tour. And so how did Summer Walker come to you to open for her on the tour?
It was actually just like I think that one was pretty spontaneous too. I think it was like a week or so, like a week before they like left for it, or maybe like 2 weeks.
Mm.
And they're like, we need an opener for this. And so I just submitted my music because I fucked with her. I knew a couple of her records. And I honestly, at the time, I think I had only Dollar to Diamond, like Dollar to Diamond, Selenas. And it was kind of like, I don't know. I worried at that. I was so worried at that time because I felt like my artistry wasn't like coming through yet. There's so many things I want to release even still. Like
Mm.
everyone's like, oh, it syncs so dope. And I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I'm trying to put out the next shit, like, you know? So at that time I was feeling like that. And I just felt like, I don't know if it's going to come across. I don't know if she's going to catch a vibe. And then I got a call like 2 days later and they're like, yeah, like you got the opener spot. And I was like, I was so excited because
Hey.
we're just so different, like musically. So I
Mm.
really appreciated that she like gave me a shot, you know?
Mm. And have you kept in touch with you know Summer Walker and her team like off the back of that, or is it just like you know it was appearance and then go like you know is there still a connection there?
I'd say like it's a connection with like her team and everything. Like, they're really good people. They're really sweet. I mean, she's great people too, but
Mm.
she obviously popped off like so much since this time
Mm.
last year. So I think
100%.
she's kind of on her own journey, but it's
Mm.
okay because we'll link at the Grammys and that will be it.
And then also Mabel, one of our
Mhm.
own in the UK. She
Mhm.
did like a US and Canada tour. And
Mhm.
how did was it the same sort of flex with Mabel's team getting in touch with you for opening as well?
Yeah, actually, that was like we're both signed to Capitol, so we're label
Oh
mates.
right, in the
So
same
that was a
label.
little
Okay.
bit, yeah. So it was a little bit more organic. She is such a sweetheart. Oh my gosh, I love Mabel. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just connected. It was a chill one. And the tour, I from the summer tour to the Mabel tour, my touring setup had changed completely. I went from having like
Mm.
a 3-piece live band to just having my best friend just like spinning the records behind me and just like going
Wow.
ham every night. So
Wow.
it was a completely different energy through and through. Also, my first time on a tour bus and I got super sick.
Ah,
So that
boy.
was
I would be
cool.
as well, to be fair.
It was cool though. I felt like a real rock star because I was like sick for like 8 hours, and I like did a show, and then I was sick for another 8 hours. It was great.
so,
I was like, this is the life.
so off the back of those tours, then, you know, with Summer and Mabel, has that boosted your touring much more? I mean, obviously with the lockdown now, it's been more difficult to tour, but Has that been able to boost your touring even much more off the back of those?
Oh, for sure. I think off of those experiences, my LA shows have been going crazy, which is so great just because, you know, the hometown really sees the most growth. So it's cool doing like a LA show here, like at the Fondo when I was with Summer, and then coming back and playing the Troubadour, and then just seeing how the crowd is like, holy shit, she grew. Like, that's so cool. Like, I
Mad.
love that. That's like we're all growing together. It's nice. It's nice.
Definitely. And briefly as well, like you worked with Pharrell that you mentioned earlier. Like,
Yeah.
what was the experience like? Because you know, Pharrell is a genius. Like, you know,
Yeah.
what was the experience like working with Pharrell?
He is like an alien in a human body, I'd say, honestly. And he has soft skin. That's all I have to say about
Okay.
working for. I'm just kidding. No. I mean, he's like you said, he's a genius. He's easy to work with because um, he's a thinker, and like that's like my people. That's my tribe. Like people who think about what they say and do. I really fuck with because I know that there's purpose behind it. And like he wants to make things that people feel. It's not necessarily what you say, it's how you feel. You like, you know, those types of things. And for that reason, it was nice. And he also worked different than I do, which was also an eye opener at the time because I hadn't really been around a lot of other ways of doing things. So it was really nice to just see his process. He's a really interesting guy to be around though, because it's like one moment he's like super serious and he's like, yeah, that hi-hat needs to be like this, da, da, da. And then the next moment he's like screaming about how like these chicken wings are like the best he's ever had in the world. And it's like, oh my God, this is the best shit. Da, da, da. And it's like, it's just, you don't know who you're going to get, but in like
It's
the
like a
best
two
way possible,
personality
you know?
trait.
It's like, he's great.
Yeah. And just with Pharrell as well, like how did the connection even come to place?
I actually met him at Outside Lands 2018.
Okay.
It was my first festival I'd been, oh, not 2018, 2019. Whoa, that's crazy. 2019, sorry. This life is crazy. It's literally
I
all
know
the type
time
of
goes so
things that have
fast. You don't even
happened
know
in a
what time
year.
frame you're in anymore.
Right. The things that happened in a year just have me shook. But yeah, so is it 29? I don't know. But yeah. So I met him at Outside Lands. We were backstage. I was with my agent, and she also takes care of Pharrell. And I was just kind of sitting there quietly at first because it's fucking Pharrell, and I was really nervous. And I was just sitting there eating all the food, and then he sat like directly in front of me, and then I was like, oh, I wasn't even thinking. I just kind of opened my mouth. I was like, oh, I really fuck with that tattoo. Like he has this crazy tattoo on his calf. And he was like, oh, thanks. I started talking about it a bit, telling me about his arms and like certain things about him. And I was like, oh, that's fire. Like at the time I didn't have a ton of tattoos, but obviously it's something I'm really into. So yeah, so I was just asking him a ton about that. And he was like, you're an artist? I was like, yeah, like I make tunes. Yeah. I was like, I made the song Selenas. I produced it myself. I was like, kind of has a little bit of an nerdy vibe, honestly. And he was like, oh, really? And I was like, yeah. And then after the show, he went on stage. After the show, he got up stage and he just kind of like passed me by and was like, let's get in. Like, I'll talk to your agent about it. And he was like, okay.
Okay,
So
just
it
like
just
that.
was like, it was just really like random. I was like, yeah, cool, let's do that. So I went in and we just clicked. It was cool.
And it sounds like, you know, like I said, the tours, meeting Pharrell, and the shout out for DJ Khaled has just got you into a whole bunch of, you know, projects, you know, with possibilities and potential. Like, you know, there's so much going for you, man. So I really appreciate that you made your hustle to, you know, get these connects in. So, and you know, obviously as well, working with, you know, Capitol Records and also, you know, Virgin with, you know, the promo, like how have they worked with you to support your vision?
They're so, I mean, just, I have so much creative control, honestly. And that was my biggest thing because I'm such a scatterbrain. And I think one thing that was a luxury, like when all this happened, was the fact that I couldn't meet with so many labels and so many of them were incredible, but there's just something slightly different about Capital at the time for me, because they basically just kept it real with me. And they're like, being a new artist is not going to be like as like nice and fun as you think it's going to be. There's going to be times of like mere confusion. And I was like, okay, word, I'm down for this. Like, where do I sign up? Like, and I just liked, I'm 100% about transparency, and I think that Capital gave me that time where everyone was telling me what I needed to hear, or tell me what I wanted to hear. So I think that won me over.
Oh man, and I'm glad that it's working out for you. And just to say that, you know, you got your debut EP in the works.
Yes.
When are we looking to see that?
Hopefully as soon as possible. I was actually going to drop it in April, but quarantine kind of pushed it back a bit. But now I'm just trying to drop it as soon as possible. I have 6 records on there that I really, really care about. I'm really excited for everyone to see like my first project too, and kind of start understanding like the inner workings of my brain. And hopefully we could laugh and cry together a little bit about it. But yeah, I'm excited.
So it's like your first breakout story.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
It's my autobiography.
Well, it's the start of that. So before I let you go, then, I'm a bit of a Twitter stalker.
Okay.
I knew this was coming.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. Everyone says that to me, but it's fine. Don't worry, it'll be cool. So, I've seen a lot of your tweets, so I just wanted to get through a couple of them and, just find out elaboration of what you mean. So,
okay.
All right. So the first one is, I'm sweet with a side of kick your face in.
Yeah.
It sounds straightforward, but what did you mean by that? Is it like,
I mean, like, I'm really nice. Like, I feel like I'm pretty calm, chill, but I also, like, I know where, like, don't mistake my niceness for, like,
don't mistake my
softness.
kindness for weakness.
Not even weakness, like, softness. Like,
okay.
People always think that, like, because I'm so, like, calm and, like, soft-spoken, that they could, like, either, like, talk over me or like come at you crazy. And I'm just like, I will politely tell you to shut the fuck up any day. Like, you don't, like, you can't get under my skin. Like, I will kick your face in. Like, that's just fact.
Oh,
like,
okay. I will try my best not to get off your sweet side then. Trying to get you on a nice one. Okay then. No, it's all good. All right, next one. I got to stop quoting New York, New York. What does that mean? New York, New York.
It's like Tiffany from Flavor of Love.
Oh, okay. I'm not too in tune with a lot. There's some American shows that I do watch, but you have to fill me in on what you mean by that in terms of American shows.
It's basically a dating show,
right,
where everybody is like lined up to date Flavor Flav, and she basically went viral just because she's funny as hell. And there was like a week in time where I just could not stop quoting her. I don't know why. Like, there's this one meme of her that's like, she's like, I don't care, like, I do not care. And then like 10 minutes later, she's like bawling her eyes out. And like, it was just me for like a week. That's just how I felt in a week. I do not care. And then I was like, but
I thought, like, just let me quote it. Right. And next one is, no one ever told me why I couldn't be king.
Yeah, no one ever told me why I couldn't be king. Like, why is that not allowed? Is it because like I'm a girl?
Ooh.
Or is it because like I'm
interesting?
I don't know. Like I was telling someone, like, queen doesn't fit me. I feel like king is more fitting for like how I feel about myself. Like,
do you feel that the term a king is more powerful than, say, a queen, in your opinion, or is it?
Not at all.
No,
not at all. I think it's more of a feeling. Like,
okay.
Queen. I think of queen and I just think of like, ooh. When I think of king, I think of like,
it's like power.
Yeah, well, I think women are super powerful. I think 100%. Women are even more powerful than men at times, honestly. I think we're 50-50 in that. But women carry the future. We both do, but you know what I mean? We physically carry the future. But I think when I say queen. I think of it so feminine,
Mm.
but I feel like I'm not the most feminine person in the world, and for that reason, I'm like, if you were to give me a title, like I'd rather be like the king of femininity. You know what I mean? I don't
I
want to
like
be the
that. The
queen of
king of
power.
femininity. Yeah, that's got to be a quote somewhere. Like that should be your next tweet. I am the king of femininity. If I see that, as you know where it's come from. Okay, so a few more. My skills include realizing things way too late and keeping my sleep as inconsistent as possible. Will update you if more comes to mind.
Yeah, yeah, that's me. I mean, I literally don't go to sleep till like 3 or 5 in the morning. My sleep schedule is fucked. And then I also have these epiphanies like 2 months later where I'm like, oh whoa, that that thing could have been way better.
Mm,
Or I could have done that. Or I did not have to go through all that pain to get here.
mm.
I feel like I kind of signed myself up for the hard way, for the
Okay.
long way a lot of times.
Yeah.
Just because that's kind of what I've been wired to do since I was little. Like nothing is really like, it's funny because we all have our different reasons for doing things, but
Mm.
sometimes we sign ourselves up for the hard thing just because we expect it to be hard.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think more it's rewarding at the end of it because then, when you get to your goal point, it's like, the hard work has paid off and it's not like it's an easy route because then you feel more
of
appreciative of that
course.
hard work coming into fruition. And the last one, fun fact, drinking water and streaming Getty Woe has been scientifically proven to enhance the quality of human life.
This is true.
I
It's
mean,
real
what?
facts.
Yeah, I mean, what is it about Getty Woe?
Getty Well is honestly a masterpiece. I love that song. I think Peter and Soul really did their thing on that song, and I
Mm,
kind of just like decorated it because it's kind of a production flex, honestly, that song. And that's why I love listening to it, not even for the words. It's just
mm.
the dum, 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 dum. It's just, you can't listen to that and not just feel kind of crazy.
So it means like those two elements together to say like, look, it's going to get me through and it's going to get a lot of people through.
Right, yeah.
Well, I mean, Maya, it's been an absolute pleasure to speak with you. It's probably about the longest I've chatted to anyone. And I really enjoy it because I love hearing your story. I love how you're on the come up, and I wish you all the best in terms of your future projects, touring, and
Thank
whatever else
you.
has got you got coming up for yourself. So, if you can tell our audience where they can catch you on all the socials, what's coming up for you, tell them all right here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you can catch me at Maya B Sound on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Make sure you check out my latest single, Sync with Saint Jhn. It's a
Yes.
bop. You'll love it. And I'll see you guys soon.
Yep. And a big prospect for Maya B. So watch out for this one. This one will be in your doorstep every single time. So make sure you check out for her. This is Jay
Appreciate it.
Billz for Media Spotlight UK with the beautiful and gorgeous, wonderful Maya B. International, doing it big, and we're out of here. Peace.
Oh, that's fun.